Hello everybody. Today we're going to have a look at this. It's one of those electric heater fireplaces. The heating element will come on for a little bit and then it'll shut off. Everything else works on it. The light and everything works on it. So we're going to take a look at it, and I think you're going to be surprised at how simple these things really are. So we're going to take a look at it and see if we cannot get it fixed for you. And but first, before you do, as always, grab yourself a cup of coffee and sit back and relax, and let's have a look at this heater. Okay, so let's give you kind of a look of what's going on here. First of all, it's one of those that looks like it's burning wood, you know, like a chimney, like a fireplace. So you got a master switch right here, and then you got switches where you can select 1500 watts or 1000 watts, however you want to do it. But you can see that the display works really good. And I think you're going to be surprised whenever we get this open and I show you how really simple this is. We can turn on 1000 watts. You can turn on both of them if you want. And I can feel some heat coming out, but the element is kicking on now, and you'll see that it'll come on. The element's coming on real good. But what it will do was it'll only work for a little bit and then it will shut down. We're going to have a look at it and see what's going on with it. It kind of feels to me like the fan isn't putting out like it should. So, but it is heating up really good right now at the moment. Okay, so one of the first things you want to check on these, let's shut it down. One of the first things that can cause this problem, guys, is, let me show you. Take a look at the back. You want to take a look at the back of these things. And down here, you want to make sure that this is clear of debris, you know, like lint and all that stuff. But you also want to make sure that you have good airflow coming through here. If anything's blocking this, or it's real close to a piece of furniture like this, you set it up against the wall or something, it will shut down because it's not able to breathe like it's supposed to. So it has to be able to breathe. In order to get it apart, there's 6 screws on each side for this back panel. And this is all Phillips, just regular old Phillips, guys. To get that off. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, and now we got the back panel off. And you're going to see that the illumination that looks like it's fire is just smoke and mirrors, guys, really. Literally all it is this bulb right here. You got a bulb, and then you got these confetti-like things, like what you would see on a confetti ticker tape parade. And it's on this little turnstile here. And this turns while this is lit up. Literally, this is just a piece of plastic right here, like literally. And it gives the appearance that it's flames, when actually all it is just that. Might can get a better look at it this way. This is just plain old dark plastic is all it is. And that's literally all there is to it, guys. I mean, like, so let's close this back up. Let's give you a look here. And it looks like this is still warm, so the heating element hasn't cooled off all the way yet. So we really need to, we're going to see this is the control box right here. You can see all the wiring go into it. Into heating elements and that light. And it's got the fan and everything else right there. You're better off just doing it this way, guys. Literally. Set it up on its top. There we go. Now we can see. Literally, to pull this off, the heating element part, there's 1, 2, 3, and it looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. 8 screws and we can get this off. And of course, due to the control panel being right here, we're going to have wiring connected. So let's go ahead and get a look at it and see what it is we have here. Just turned around. Up it comes. This is the scroll, the fan right here. It looks like it ought to be working, huh? Okay, so we know the fan's not locked up or anything, so let's set this back up. All right, so what we're gonna do is plug it in. All right, now what we're looking at is we want to see that fan is turning. Okay, what we want to see is this fan right here. We want to see it turning. So let's have a look and see if it's do that. Doesn't look like it's turning, does it? So because that's not turning, it gets overheated and shuts down. That's what's going on. It's a thermal cutoff. So what we need to do is figure out why this isn't turning. All right, let's just unplug it. That might have something to do with it right there. Alright, so we see that this got burnt, guys. This one right here got all burnt up. And it goes over here to this side, okay. Yeah, it's all burnt to hell. Yeah, see, this wire's all burnt up. Does this go to the fan? Let us see. It goes right to the fan, guys. So that's what's going on. This goes to the fan. Yep. Okay, so it goes to the fan. You can see this here. Let's zoom out so you can see. I was diagnosing it without even showing you guys. Okay, so we can see that this got burnt. It was up against the element, and it burnt this wire right here, guys. If you can see it, this wire right here, you can see it's all black. It got burnt, and it goes to the squirrel cage fan. And these things are designed to where when things get too hot, or then it will shut down. It's called a thermal cutoff. It's literally a thermal cutoff, and that's what's going on here. This fan, not only does it put out heat for your but it also acts as a cooling as well. It draws in heat draws in air from the back, and it cools it down in there. So it not only forces the heat out for you, but it also cools down, draws in air for cooling. So if it's not able to draw in air, and all you got is a burning element, literally the way this thing is working, the element's coming on, but it's not doing anything. So yeah, so that's what's going to be happening with this thing. So what we're going to have to do is take this wire off. We're going to have to rerun this wire here, guys. Looks like they did put it in there so that yeah, let's see here. Let's just get everything off here. Yeah, all of this has gotten hot and burnt. It all got hot and burnt, and this is going to be going to these other two is going to be going up here to the control switches, which will activate the heating element plus the fan. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that back, and we're going to go ahead and looks like it's just the fan wires, guys, the fan wiring that got really burnt. Now the other two did get burnt as well, but it was resting up against that heating element, and the only way up against the heating element box, not the heating element. And the only way I can think of that would happen is maybe being handled roughly, rough handling, I guess. Or, what else could have happened too is it literally could have been dropped. So we'll get this cut back where it's got some good wire, and we'll cut it back where it's got good wire, and then we'll put it all together, and literally that should solve our problem. It shouldn't have any problems after that. So I'll do that, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and run it tonight, all night, make sure that it's going to work, and it'll be good to go. I'm confident that that's what the problem was this whole time. So, okay, you can see how bad this was burnt. Look how bad that was burnt. That's not going to conduct. Well, you already saw it's not going to conduct, because literally it wasn't giving us any fan. So, okay, let me strip that wire back. Alright guys, I've got all the wires, the bad burnt part cut out, and some fresh wire trimmed out and back. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and run this back. Run this back through the zip tie here so that it'll stay in there. Okay, now it's running back in the zip tie. This wire is a little bit thinner, but then all it needs is, honestly, all it needs is power. So we're gonna replace the cap on these 3 wires. There we go. All right, now we're going to want to zoom in here. We're going to want to see that fan turn now. You can see that fan right there. All right, well, we're going to want to see it turn. So let me plug it back in again. All right, we got it plugged in. We're going to want to see this fan right here turn. Okay. Hopefully this will work. Yep, it's turning. All right, so it's getting its power from the elements. Okay. Okay. So it should work on the 1,000 watts. Really, 1,000 watts is all you really need, honestly. That feels good, guys, like it's really blowing now. All right, let me shut this off. Because I want you to look, guys, I want you to look at this. All right, let me give you a look here. See that fake fire? See that? This log, no, really, it's fake. It's just a piece of plastic. This is just a piece of plastic like I showed you, but let me show you how really simple this is, because you won't look at it the same after I show you. All right, let me shut it down. All right, now let me turn it around. Get it turned around real quick. I want to show you this because I'm about to go back together with this, and I want you to see how this works before I put it back together. So let me get it turned around for you. I already gave you a peek of it. So you already got a good look at it earlier. So there you go. It's literally just this and a bulb. Now let me turn it on and show you. All right. Literally, that's all it is. It just reflects the light. And reflecting the light against the piece of dark plastic, it looks like flames. Literally, guys. Smoke and mirrors, you know, just like I was saying. And at this time, the heating element is not on. It's just this part that's on, literally. So it's just, you know, like we had said, smoke and mirrors. But it gives a really, really cool effect, don't it? Yeah, that's all it is. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. We'll go ahead and unplug it. And we'll get this turned back upside down again. And we're going to make sure this time when we put the wiring in there that it's away from that element, nice and tucked away, so that we shouldn't have no problem with it burning up again. So I'm going to stuff it in there, stuff that in there, and stuff that in there. Shouldn't have no issues anymore. Okay. There we go. All right. Now we're going to get this put back together, guys. And since I know you don't want to watch me screw, we'll come right back. Okay, guys. All put back together. So we'll just power it on. Oh yeah, it's blowing really good. So we'll run it all night. I'm confident that that right there was the issue. So we're gonna go ahead and run it all night, and in the morning when we get up, it's still gonna be on. These things, there's really not a lot to them. Honestly, they're really simple. They're pretty good little heating units, and a lot of people, some of you might wonder, directly underneath this, guys, it's always cool. Even though the element is right there, right underneath it, it's cool. These are really great units, and they're really not as much as you think they are. And not only that, they're real easy to work on. So we were experiencing a thermal shutdown on the heating element part. And now, oh, it feels good. So that's going to do it for this episode of Teslatronixlab. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and it's time to go relax in front of the fireplace and have some coffee. So we'll see you on the next episode of Teslatronixlab.